Franz Lizst was born in Rading, Hungary on October 22, 1811. He is considered one of the greatest pianists and composers in the world. He learned how to play the piano at a young age. His father, Adam, was an accomplished musician who had mastered a number of different instruments. Franz's father taught him how to play piano starting at the age of 6 years old. At a young age, he was able to sight read some of the most difficult pieces he could find. He made his first performance at the age of 9 at Oldenburg. He went to his first concert tour in 1823. After a number of concerts, a group of wealthy sponsors offered to finance Franz's musical education abroad. He traveled to Vienna, where he received piano lessons from Karl Czerny. Karl was a student of Beethoven. He also received lessons in composition from Antonio Salieri, the director of the Viennese court. Towards the end of 1823, Franz's first composition was published, his variation on a waltz by Diabelli.
Franz's father died in 1827, and Franz moved to Paris. For the next 5 years, he lived with his mother in a small apartment. He gave up touring in order to earn money. Franz gave lessons in piano playing and composition. While in Paris, Franz took up smoking and drinking, habits which would continue for his entire life. He fell in love with the daughter of Charles X's Minister of Commerce. Her father told him to break off their relationship, and Franz ended up becoming very ill. During this time, he spent a lot of time reading books. He stopped composing for a number of years, but started again when the French Revolution began. He wrote a revolutionary symphony based on the events of the Three Glorious Days.
Franz was inspired when he attended a charity concert by Paganini, who was an accomplished violinist. Franz decided that he wanted to become as great an expert on the piano as Paganini was on the violin. He began to go on a number of tours around Europe, giving concerts in Vienna and Hungary. He was given honors wherever he went. Throughout his entire life, he went to over 1,000 concerts. Franz became very popular. One fact that contributed to this was his willingness to give to charity. By his mid-40s, he was earning so much money that he gave almost all of it to charity. He helped fund the Beethoven Monument and the Hungarian National School of Music. He also helped fund the Cologne Cathedral. Franz traveled to Kiev, where he met Princess Caroline. She was one of the most significant people in his life. She persuaded him to concentrate on composition, which meant giving up the rest of his career as a traveling virtuoso.
Franz was considered one of the greatest composers of his time and considered to be one of the greatest pianists of all time. He played according to feeling, and he earned great praise from those who listened to him. After his father had died, he played with more emotion and developed a more personal style. Franz is better known for his piano music, but he wrote for other instruments as well. His pieces are known for their difficulty. The Hungarian Rhapsodies were a set of 19 different piano pieces that were based on Hungarian folk themes. Franz composed this piece between the years of 1846 to 1853, and later in 1882 and 1885 he added a few more pieces to the puzzle. The most well-known is Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2. The Rhapsodies are known for their difficulty. Franz was a virtuoso pianist. A virtuoso is an individual who possesses outstanding technical ability in either fine art, singing, or playing musical instruments. Franz incorporated many themes that he heard while he was in his native Hungary. He believed that these were to be folk music. Many of them were actually written by members of the Hungarian upper middle class or by other composers. Many were also played by gypsy bands in Hungary.
In the late 1850s and the early 1860s, Franz was burdened by an emotional tragedy. In December of 1859, he lost one of his sons, and in September of 1862, he lost one of his daughters. He announced to some of his friends by letter that he was going to live a life of solitude in a monastery. He became a monk and lived in the Madonna del Rosario, outside of Rome, in June of 1863. In 1866, Franz began work on a composition for the Hungarian coronation ceremony of Franz Joseph and Elizabeth of Bavaria. The ceremony was performed in June of 1867 in the Matthias Church. Franz lived what he believed to be a threefold existence. During this time, Franz made many journeys between Rome, Weimar, and Budapest. While in these countries, Franz spent a lot of time teaching people to play the piano. Franz was plagued by many different ailments in the last few years of his life. He died on July 31, 1886, at the age of 74, in Bayreuth, Germany. He was buried in the local cemetery according to his own wishes.